I'm super excited to meet you. We are just getting started with Sun, Sea and Startups. It's a talk show that brings fascinating people like you to a fascinating audience. And of course, everybody knows you. Everyone's interviewed you. I want this to be a little different. Everybody knows you as the Wakao guy. Frankly, sometimes I forget Sairaj, but I remember the Wakao guy. And I'm sure you're used to it. So my first question to you is, is the brand bigger than you, or is it Sairaj Dhond behind the brand that makes Wakao so big?
Thank you firstly for having me here. I'm really excited. I like this show. I like this format because I've been asked so many questions so many times, which have become now very mundane. So yeah, I would love the brand Wakao to be really big and to be much bigger than Sairaj. Sairaj is just too insignificant in front of Wakao. I'm just a catalyst to this whole brand that we are trying to build. It's not my brand. There are so many people behind the brand. There are so many people who work along with me in building this brand. So it's everyone's brand, and the aim is always to make this Goa's brand and to make it an Indian brand. So never would I want Sairaj to overtake Wakao or to be bigger than Wakao. I'm happy being just the Wakao man.
You know, what comes across to me is your very honest charm. I would love to attribute it to Goa at large, but I think it is you as a person. So obviously Wakao wouldn't have been Wakao if it wasn't for Sairaj Dhond. So you're being really modest by saying that, but I love the fact that you're saying, I want it to be Goa's brand. And I've heard a previous interview where you said that I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I just wanted to do something which would go global. And it would be made in Goa, made in India. So I think that's, your heart's in the right place, and we love that about you. We are all kind of taking credit for the fact that you did so fantastically well on Shark Tank and made every Goan look good. But tell me about, yes, everyone's asked you about the brand journey. Tell me about Sairaj Dhond before and after Shark Tank.
So honestly, I don't think I've changed. Just the circumstances around me have changed drastically.
Yeah.
I keep saying that my life is divided into two halves, pre-Shark Tank and post-Shark Tank. So post-Shark Tank, what has happened is we suddenly got such a big audience. People started seeing, they recognized us, they recognized the brand, they got to know what we were doing. And before Shark Tank, it was a struggle, and it continues after Shark Tank. The struggle never stops. So now we've got an added responsibility to make the most of the opportunity that we got. So now people have accepted us in a sense. Now we need to get into their hearts, and that is by giving them great products and adding great value. So we are working even harder. Before Shark Tank, it was always a struggle, and the journey was to get the brand out there to the people. We needed that one opportunity to really get a blast and get a push and, like you said, jump start, and Shark Tank did that for us. So now post Shark Tank, we are improving our products, getting a better team in place, because before Shark Tank it was me and a few other guys from our team who were moving based on instincts, based on what we thought our gut was telling us. But now it's more of science, it's more of real research, it's more of market research. We need to keep our ears closer to the ground to understand what the feedback is, improve on the feedback, and go really strong. So we are now in push stage, we are in push mode, and we are going really fast and aggressive.
I love what you said. I'm a branding and marketing person, so I love the fact that you say that I've got my ear to the ground and we want to hear what the audience feedback is, your customer feedback is. And I remember when I met you at your office, you said that when we launched the product, we wanted people to actually revert back to us on what they felt about it. And then you had a lot of improvement in the product, and now you're finally, maybe you're never finally ready.
It's never finally
absolutely
ready, yeah.
But you are liking the product much more because the customer feedback has made it a better product. Sairaj, Wakao is a brilliant brand. I've tasted it, I loved it. I want to know more about what I see on social media. I love your social media. I love the fact that you're so open with your life, your family, your kid, you having fun with your kid. I think it's wonderful when people who are so busy, entrepreneurs who are building big businesses, take the time to bring out their lives to the open, so that people see that, well, we are out there like everybody else, and yet we are building big businesses. Tell me about that part of you. Tell me about your personal life.
So I honestly believe in being real.
Yeah.
There is no point putting up a face or a facade and acting like something that's not really you.
Yeah.
So before Shark Tank, though, everything was fine and everything was normal. But after Shark Tank, what I realized that there are a few people who are actually looking up to me, and people who want to see what's happening in my life. And sometimes, there is this wrong perception about what's happening, and they think that this is something different. But I want to be myself, and my profile, if you see social media, my profile would be completely different from Wakao. So we are two different people and two different things. So I have a real life of my own, and my profile will always show you that life that I'm living. And I just want it to be real and natural. So a lot of people tell me, they say that, Sairaj, this kind of content you need to put like this content, that content. Now people are watching you, your followers are being. I said no. What appeals to me, what feels nice, what's my daily routine I enjoy with my son. That's my biggest priority in life. That's why I would never go anywhere other than Goa. So my life, I've always said this, my life will always be in Goa. My company will be headquartered always in Goa.
Perfect. Can I give you a high five on that? So I love that Goanness, and I love that passion.
Yeah, I can't live out of here. I can't live somewhere outside here.
Yeah.
I can travel the world, I can do business all across.
But you'll come back.
I come back home. so if I'm traveling somewhere, I take the last flight night, I take it back home, and I come and sleep next to my son and my wife at night, because that's what gives me peace, and I need that in life. So my social media, my daily life is just the same. People who are my friends, who know me, they know that this is what is happening in life, and this is how it is. And I want others also, if someone is actually looking at me and seeing how it's done, we're just normal people doing normal things and trying to build and add value to the world. And that's about it. There's nothing more to that.
So again, that bit about adding value to the world, I've seen that in another interview where you said, we are in this pond, get out there and see the world and kind of do something special. Don't just join the rat race. So I think you've got something that everybody refers to as the X factor. I seriously had a different opinion of what an X factor is. So I really don't know what that X factor is for you. Tell us what I also remember you saying that there would have been over 85,000 applications for the Shark Tank show. They cut it down to maybe 150 people who get televised and just 50 who got funded. And you were one of those. So you surely have something different, some X bit that's going on. Where does it come from? Do you cultivate it?
I honestly don't know. You guys should answer that. I don't know. But I'll tell you what. One thing that was there is that we were solving a real problem. So even when someone is doing like a show like Shark Tank, they want a unique product. They want something that the world would have not seen. And we were India's first product. Now, other than that, I think you need to be a good storyteller. In life, that's the most important thing. So, and you need to get out of your comfort zone to do that. A great storyteller cannot be someone who's really an introvert or who's really not very confident about their abilities.
Are you naturally like that? Have you ever felt not so confident, or have you always been confident?
I'm human, so I would be lying if I say that I'm always like this. And it's so when I was entering the stage on Shark Tank, it's massive. It was like a movie set, and who's been to one? Correct. And like 35 cameras all across, and people watching you, and you have to stand there and pitch in front. You have butterflies in your stomach, but then your ability to trust yourself and your instincts takes over. After a point of time, you need to switch off. And so I believe, and my thing is always, I keep telling everyone, stop taking yourself so seriously. The minute we stop taking ourselves seriously and are okay to criticism, feedback, it doesn't affect you in a big way, that's when you get comfortable. And what's the worst thing that's going to happen? I keep asking myself, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? They'll tell me that you are not funded, we don't want to fund you. They won't hit me. They won't make a mockery. So it's okay. So that was the thing. Other than that, I think Goa again is an amazing X factor for all of us living in Goa. So when you say Goa, when you just say Goa, anywhere in India and even the world, it's like Goa. Wow. So that X factor is there for all of us Goans. And other than that, I think good product, you need to be honest in what you're doing. So a lot of people said that the sharks would have ripped you apart. They could have. I said, what would they say? Maximum, they would ask me questions about my business. And I'm very honest with my business. I know what I'm doing. I've built this from day one. So I know everything of my business. They ask me anything, I'll tell them. If I don't know something, I'll say I don't know. Or if I don't have something, like I was asked a question on protein. I said we don't have protein. We are a fiber-rich product. We need to improve on our protein. And that was taken well. They said that yes, you can improve it. And guess what? We are coming up with 4 products with protein, pumped protein now. We are getting people. So we've worked on it. We've improved on it. I don't take that criticism with a lot of vengeance or something like that. I take it positively. So I think that's very important as an entrepreneur.
So that's I think entirely credit to you. It's credit to a personality that you've developed, and it's important for me to ask these questions because a lot of youth, a lot of us non-youth feel inspired by somebody who has that confidence but also carries it off with a little bit of grace, right? A little bit of groundedness. So I think they say that, you know, it's not what you do once that makes you successful, it's what you do every day, your daily habits that actually lead to your success. Tell us, what is it that you feel are your daily habits that are helping you?
So, we've been brought up in a very grounded way. For me, I always say, so people say put your kids in this school or that school, the culture is better. I feel culture is at home.
Yes.
And the way you're brought up. What can school teach you is very limited. You learn what you see from your parents. That's how you were brought up. So we were brought up in a very nice, happy environment with a lot of sports and a lot of things happening around us. Respect was a very important thing. Gratitude was very important. So I've grown in life with that. So I have a very strong place for gratitude. I'm always very thankful to people who've helped me in whatever small way that is there. So that's how we've built even this company. This company is also built brick by brick. We've been doing this being very, very grounded and very open, and like I said, with my eyes close to the ground to know we are not getting carried away. Now even the Shark Tank this whole thing that happened, it's very easy to get carried away and blown away. And a lot of my friends think that I'm getting carried away. They say that, hey, you don't. I said, no, I don't think I would get carried away. Because it doesn't affect me that big. Obviously, everyone likes it. Yeah. Who doesn't like being clicked at airports and people coming up to you walking? But you need to know what's next. You know, this can end. This will end like this. Yeah. It is about those few days, and it can just end, and it will end. It's how you make the most of it and sustain and make what you're trying to build big, not you big. I don't want to be big in that sense. I want to build and add great value. So even today, every day, we are at that. So my life is very simple. I always say this. There are two things that you need to ask yourself every morning when you get up. One is, are you happy? You need to stand in front of your God, whoever it may be, and say, are you happy? Ask yourself. And the second question is, are you feeling healthy? Nice. So if any of the answers is a negative, you need to do something with your life. Yes. So for me, that is like the most important thing. So even when I left law, am I happy? Was I happy doing it? No. The answer was a no. So I changed my life. You have to change. You have to take those decisions. And are you feeling healthy? Like I just told you, I've put on some weight now. I know I need to change that about myself. I'm doing that. So it's like, so every morning I work out. You want to do these very important things in life. You can't compromise on that. Another thing, I love cricket. Okay. So cricket for me is my first religion. I love it. Yeah. I'm never going to stop playing cricket in my life. Anybody may say whatever they want to say. My wife has given up. Now she's realized that there's no way I'm going to stop playing. So it's that, these are passions, these are things that keep you happy. Yes. And you need to do what makes you happy. If you are not a happy person, you can't spread happiness.
I really would like to know about you being in Goa. For me, it's a big thing when I've worked in Mumbai for 15 years and people still ask me, do you really work in Goa? Do you have a beer in your hand, right? So why is it that people see us that way? And tell me about running a business in Goa. What is it like?
So Goa has this, what do you call it? People like to see Goa, or Goa has this reputation, for a better word, of being a party destination. Yes. And people, so if you think of Ibiza, you'll think it's a party destination. Absolutely. So people look at Goa as the Ibiza of India. So to an extent you can't blame them, but the fact remains that Goans really work hard. Yeah. And we do a lot of businesses here. So like you said, this is the question that I keep getting asked. Yaar, tu Goa mein kaam karta hai? Are you? So I say, yes, we work in Goa, and Goa is the most amazing place to work. Look at this, who gets to work in like such kind of a place? So today Goa is actually becoming a major destination for a lot of startups to come and reach and completely move and work from here, because world has become remote today. Yeah. And working from Goa gives you peace of mind, gives you quality of life. Yes. There is no better place in the world to work than from Goa. And today to have great talent, you don't need them to be sitting here. And honestly, great talent would love to come to Goa and live here and work from here. So I see no impediment in working from Goa. The only thing is that Goans need to really up their game as far as becoming employable. at high post jobs. So we have a lot of colleagues who are, so my team in Goa is completely Goan, and we have other agencies from across India that work with us. So I keep telling them, I keep saying that, see, you need to really read more, see what others are doing, improve your skills so that you can really match your levels and your skill sets with anyone from across India, and then really grow into that role. So working from Goa, I don't see as an impediment. It is absolutely a luxury that a few of us enjoy, having our homes here and living here.
For us.
Good for us. And so I think we can, so I could tomorrow have a satellite office, a small office in Bombay, in Delhi, wherever.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah? You can do that. Everyone does that. But you can't have a better place to work than Goa. And I think everyone from across India should also consider Goa, because today Goa is improving with their infrastructure and connectivity, and with MOPA coming in, there's going to be such international connectivity that I don't think there's going to be a better place than Goa.
So then, if that's what you're saying and that's what you think, Sairaj, tell me about the youth who feel that there's not enough opportunity here. Tell me about how we can actually encourage our youth to maybe go into entrepreneurship or just up their skills. What do you think they need to do?
Unfortunately, and I don't blame anyone. We are also a part of the same ecosystem. We are brought up with stereotypes. We've stereotyped everything, and we don't want to look out of the box. We want to become billionaires overnight. And it's not possible. And I always say this, you can get rich overnight only by two ways. One, if you loot a bank, or second, if you win a lottery. There's no other fast, quick solution to becoming rich. So as a young college graduate or a pass out, you can't look at those high-paying jobs in Goa immediately. You have to learn first, better your skills, and get into a role where you can then progress and add value to that company. Entrepreneurship, on the other hand, is the thing to go to. So even if you're working for a company or working with someone, you need to have an entrepreneur's mindset. So even when we hire, I hire only entrepreneurs. I don't want managers. I don't want people working for me. I want people working with me. Only if you have an entrepreneurial mindset, your growth trajectory is limitless. Only an entrepreneur can think without limits. Everyone else will think with a limit of their salary, limit of their work time. An entrepreneur has no salary, has no work time. It's limitless. And therefore, I think each one in every college today, every student studying, should look at things from the purview of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is not only someone who starts a company. I think that's the definition which needs to change. It's not someone who has founded a company as an entrepreneur, the rest are all working for him. Never the case, at least I believe. So if you're even have the mindset of an entrepreneur, and not everybody can start up a company or build a startup, but some can really grow a startup. And that's equally important. Without that, how will that founder work? So I think that's what today's youth needs to see, and they need to really come out of this. I'm telling you that this pond that we live in, Goa, is a lovely pond. It's very beautiful, but get out of it. Get out of it. See what the world is doing.
So I love the fact that you said that an entrepreneur needs to be limitless, and employees who have that entrepreneur mindset will be the best employees. So, and I think that's what our youth require, to just up their mindsets more than their skill sets with regards to what they bring to the table even if they're looking for a job. They don't need to start businesses, but they need to have that entrepreneur mindset even in a job.
So, I think even all entrepreneurs or business owners should not have employees, they should have colleagues. So I don't have employees. No one works for me. Everyone works with me. They work for themselves, not for me. So business owners also should come out of that owner, boss kind of mindset. It is about building something with colleagues, with people who are going to work with you. That is the thing.
So when I came to your office the other day, I was really blown apart, Lots of boxes getting packed, and I know that they're being shipped abroad, and you were sitting in your office as cool and calm as a cucumber. What does it feel like to actually kind of know that you are actually putting shipments out there? Maybe a couple of years back, did you even think that this would happen? What is it like?
So I knew that someday in life this would happen.
Okay.
I didn't know what would happen, but something would happen. I'd like to believe that. And see, if you dream big, you get big. And I'm a dreamer. And I've always dreamt this. So it feels nice for the first day when you get that PO, when you get that order for the first time. After that, there's no time to feel nice.
It's hardcore.
And it's a waste of time if you're feeling nice continuously. You need to get over it. Now get another country and then feel nice for a few days. And then go to another country and feel nice for a few days. So you need to be on the job. You need to be focused to what's required and not in la la land and dreamland where you're just feeling nice. So for me, it's very simple. We've got these orders for us. Repeats are very important. So getting a one-time order is of no use. Now we are sending repeatedly. We've sent almost 7-8 consignments to Dubai, which is good news. We are happy about that. We've sent a repeat consignment to Norway, which is very good news, because Norway is a country which has great potential. The Scandinavian belt has great potential. We are going very aggressively there. So now we've appointed a distributor in US. Nice news. We were happy when we did that. Waiting for the first PO, which will also be good. But it's not about getting that PO. It's about getting a great product to go along with that PO. Otherwise, we are losing. So my concentration is on that. My concentration is on the back end to see that everything is right over there, and so that goes, and we get another PO after that, another and another. So that's the whole thing. So I'm happy. I'm grateful that we are getting all of these things.
When I speak to you, what comes across is that wonderful confidence that doesn't cross the line and go into overconfidence. And I think that's really special about you. And yet you are somebody who has experienced the F word, failure. I've heard you speaking about that in one of your interviews. How do you still maintain your confidence to run a business like this when you know you've experienced it maybe not just once, twice, thrice before? How do you still keep your balance on that?
Failure, it's a very old thing. It's a cliche. Failure is stepping stone to success. But in all honesty, I don't look at it as a failure. It is always a drawback. What do you call it? It's a pushback, or it's something that's just a temporary thing. It's a hurdle. So when you face failure, there are 2-3 things that happen. One is you start doubting yourself. So self-doubt is the worst thing. In the sense, you can't be blinded, but at the same time, you need to be very pragmatic, and you need to understand what went wrong. If you can understand what went wrong and work on it and see that it doesn't happen again, that's super. But if you are blinded by it and say that, no, I was right and circumstances were wrong, then you're heading towards a disaster. So for me, the thing was to learn from failures and to make sure it doesn't happen again, and to see why it happened and to correct it. So we were in office the other day, and one order that was really my sales colleague friend, so he thought it was done. He said, this order is done. And suddenly that didn't happen. And he was just off color in office. The entire day he was just off. And at the end of the day, we were just sitting alone. I said, what's your problem? Why are you so off? And I guessed it. It is nothing. I said, because of this, He said, yeah. I said, it's okay. This is a small thing. And we've seen so many bigger things in life. Just learn why it did not happen. You wasted a lot of time. We didn't move quickly. So make sure you don't do that again. And that's okay. Failures will happen, things will come, things will go. Make sure the next one is clear. And you can still convert this guy. And I told him how. And now he's working, and it's still not yet gone. So it's like that. So I think you just need to learn from every failure or every hurdle that comes, and make sure you don't repeat it, and see how you can better it.
Perfect. Sounds great to us. And I'm going to conclude this with something really sharp that you can give to our audience. You've had a before Wakao life, you've had an after Wakao life, and life still goes on. What are those 3 sharp things that you feel you've learned and you're going to take forward because you want to build a successful business sitting in this wonderful place called Goa? What are those 3 things that will be important throughout?
So the first thing is you need to be passionate about what you're doing. You need to be just hardcore passionate. You need to believe in what you're doing, and that fire in the belly has to be there. If that does not resonate from you, you're never going to achieve anything. People working with you, your colleagues, it's always infectious. Passion is infectious. If you have to translate to them, you have to inspire them to create bigger things. So that's the most important thing that anyone should have. Second is perseverance. Perseverance, like you said, failures will come, things will not happen. You'll have bad reviews, you'll have so many things that will happen, circumstances will change, market scenarios will change. You need to be perseverant. You need to believe in what you're doing. You need to keep adding value, keep pushing. I always say, don't chase success. chase excellence. You may achieve it or not, but you'll come very close. But if you achieve or chase excellence, success will come chasing you. So you need to, your aim should be to create an amazing product or a service. Make it world class, make it amazing, see that your customers love it, and then you are bound to succeed. How will you not succeed if people like your product? So that's the second thing. And the third thing I think is gratitude. Just be very thankful for everything that's happening in your life. Be very humble, be very grounded. Don't get affected by too many things on the outside, because that's all fluff. It can just evaporate in a matter of days. So be grounded, be grateful, be thankful to people. So I have learned this thing that if I want, and I have had experiences in life where I've taken those 2-3 minutes to procrastinate and think, and then I've lost an opportunity to just go and talk to someone like a Ratan Tata. So I have now decided in life, if I think that I'm grateful, someone has impacted my life, I just walk up to that person and I'll just say thank you so much for this. So you need to be grateful, you need to be humble. So these are the 3 qualities. If you have a good combination of this, I don't think you can not succeed.
Perfect. You know, Sairaj, you've been wonderful. You've just been so open. You are extremely charming and endearing. You are running a successful business. You have all those qualities that we are so proud of in Goans. So we really wish you tremendous amount of success.
You've been very kind. Thank you.
More than that, we wish you that you always have this wonderful personality about you. So cheers to you, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful.